Hello, Will here. Today we are back in Skyrim, and we will be checking out 3 mods. Now, one of them is just a very recent update to Dark Moon of Elswyer. I will be going through that small little update, which I have come to call the Good Life update. We'll be going through that one at the end of the video because it's a small update, adds a few little bits and pieces in, but again, we'll go through that at the end of the video. So the other 2 mods we're going to look at are both, they're both relatively quite new. They're fairly new mods. So we got one that's literally just over the hill over there that we're going to go and have a look at, and one all the way over at Riverwood, because it's the usual place. But before we go, God damn it, Sakmit. Right, apart from being snuck up upon by Sakmit, unfortunately I have seemed to have lost Bastet. I don't know where she went. I don't know where she's gone. She just seemed to have vanished all of a sudden. But I still seem to have Sekhmet though. So we're going to have to see if we can find Bastet again. But anyway, enough about that missing putty tat. I'll sort that out, and I'll sort that out in my own time, don't worry. But right, so let's get on to mod number 1, which is literally just over there. Alrighty then, so here we are with mod number 1, which is Dark's Whiterun Market, which has been ported over by Gaelic Warrior 16. Now, unfortunately, I didn't recall who the original author of this mod was. What I'll probably do is, if I'm able to find out, I'll put it at the top of the screen now. And so that was the original author, but this mod was ported over by Gaelic Warrior 16, which was in an episode not too long ago with their Dragon's Bridge Southside port. So what this basically does is that it adds a whole bunch of, or should do, as long as I've got the load order correct. Well, basically it will add in a bunch of new buildings and stuff like that outside Whiterun. Now there is in the description a compatibility and incompatibility list of mods. But I'll let you lot go and find out what that is, because I can't remember what they are. But it's all that information is in the description. So you will need to bear that in mind, that this may possibly conflict with certain mods that make alterations to primarily the exterior of Whiterun. So you need to bear that in mind. So we're at the Chill Furrow farm. Well, obviously Chill Furrow, that's always been here. That's always been there. But for example, we have Chill Furrow Farmer's Workhouse and the Chill Furrow Farm Shack. Now I'm not going to bother looking in them because I can't see them being anything like incredibly unique. But it looks like it's been a little extension to the farm, because let's face it, was called Chill Furrow Farm, but there was barely anything to it. It was kind of a bit like, oh, this doesn't feel very farmish, does it? But now that area seems to look like it's had a small little extension. But I think the main bulk of it is obviously going to be a bit further down this way. And there you go. So we just had some more of the buildings load in. Obviously you are going to have some of the texture popping for the buildings, because obviously levels of detail can't be imported into PS4 mods. So they will pop in a little bit, but that's not too much of a big distraction. But unfortunately, there's nothing that Gaelic Warrior can do about that. So what we've got? So we've got Mugeld's house, which is locked. Kind of makes sense. Legadriel's house, also locked. Kind of makes sense. We can find the Pelagia farm, but Getter's house, locked. I don't know if anything, most of these are going to be locked. Sigrid's house, locked. But, it's not just those few houses that the extension comes in. We also have a new small little marketplace here. So, obviously, we've still got the original stables, which is just there. We've also got a bit of a market. So, there you go. So, there's Legadriel here we have Mojeld, we have Whiterun, and you are
Need something?
Bobinia. I have no idea how you pronounce that very name. But yeah, so obviously, I don't need to go into great detail what these people do. It's pretty obvious what they do, but so for example, we got Bobinia here. Obviously,
Take a look.
yeah, we're gonna take a look. Blah blah blah. Obviously, she sells general produce, stuff like this, stuff like that. And obviously each one sells their own unique kind of stuff. So obviously, Gatchern here is obviously a meat trader. This guy is obviously some kind of like pastry, bakery kind of trader. This guy is obviously some form of hunter, so he sells a lot of the pelts he gets. It's a nice little touch. I like this. Got much. I'm liking this one at the moment. It's very, very well ported over. There's Bobinia's house. But yeah, so far the port is pretty good. It's a pretty good port. It still seems to be functioning fine. Ivor and Eula's house here, and then over here we have Fenris and Maline's house. So yeah, it's a very nice extension, and it fits in very well. There doesn't seem to be any kind of major issues. There's there hasn't really been any kind of performance issues or of that at the moment. Hasn't really been any clipping issues as well. But I know there will be clipping issues if you do have certain mods running as well. So that's what that list of you need to be careful with is. Hey, we got a tavern. Ooh, fancy. But yeah. We might have a look in the tavern to see how it looks, what the interior looks like. But yeah, I'm liking this one. Unfortunately, be very of I know Gaelic Warrior is technically your class in Gaelic Warrior as your Padawan. I did have originally Be Very of A's Whiterun Gate Restoration mod. That might now not return and will be replaced by this because this just works very well. Let's have a look at the White Stag Tavern, shall we? And here we are with the CEO of YouTube, Susan. Hello, Susan. Something to say, Susan?
Huh?
What's on the menu? I'd like to rent a room. So obviously she's gonna sell like your normal kind of stuff that any kind of innkeeper would sell you, food, ingredients, blah 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 blah.
See ya.
But see you later, Susan. I hope that more money will go to the people who work hard on YouTube, in the ways of the actual content creators, not the staff. Screw the staff. It's all done by computers anyway. Anyway, So yeah, so here we are with the White Stag Tavern. So obviously the layout has been borrowed obviously from the Drunken Huntsman in Whiterun. But there's nothing wrong with that because I do very similar stuff. So it just saves a lot of hassle. It really does save a lot of hassle. But obviously they have redecorated. Now obviously it might not have been Gaelic Warrior who redecorated. No, they might have did some touch-ups here and there, possibly. That might have been something that they've done. What Gaelic Warrior's actually done, I'm not 100% sure. I know they've ported it, but I don't know what other touch-ups that they've done. I think they've done a couple of other touch-ups here and there for it, just to make it work well with PlayStation. But yeah, but all in all, the port has been done really, really well. And yeah, I think I will actually be keeping this one running. I mean, Zubri doesn't give a shit. He says, "Oh fuck this, part A, ruin the place, why don't you?" But yeah, I'm gonna keep this one running because Gaelic Warrior's done a very good job on this, porting this over, getting it to work, getting it to function, not seeming to have any kind of performance issues, no kind of clipping issues that I've seen. And stuff like that, it's done a very good job. So if you want to add this one to your collection, there will be a link in the description below to this mod. I don't know if this is out on the Xbox or anything like that. I know it's PlayStation, yes, but I don't know if it's on the Xbox or anything like that. I don't think it is, but quote me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so I'll leave a link in the description if you want to add this to your collection. But do bear in mind that you will need to read the description. Just if you've got any other mods that make any kind of alterations to the outside of Whiterun, just to make sure that this mod is compatible with any other ones that you are running. But again, this was Dark's Whiterun Market, ported over by Gaelic Warrior 16, created by that person. And so yeah, that's it for mod number 1. Trying to get onto mod number 2, which we've got to go to Riverwood, go to the Sleeping Giant Inn, because, well, this has a fascination with the Sleeping Giant Inn. I don't know why, they just do. Alright then, here we are with mod number 2, which, again, here we are at Sleeping Giant Inn, because why the bloody hell not? Why break tradition? And we are here to check out Aurel's mod compilation by, of course, Aurllcooljay. Now, for this one, we need to find a picture. I can't remember what the picture is of, but we need to find a picture. Problem is, I don't know where the picture is, and I got something. The bloody fox. Right. Are you in here? Here we are. So, for this one, we are looking for this picture here, through the looking glass. So, what this is basically, Aurel is basically, I don't think it's all of his mods, but it's a compilation of probably what would be more of Aurel's more popular mods, or ones that would work well in a compilation like this. So, for example, like Adopt the Will Wear Off Children. I don't know what's actually in this mod. There probably is basically a list of what's in this mod in the description, but I'm gonna guess this is primarily more of Aurel's kind of like weapons, armor mods, some of the other kind of odd ones that he's made, like possibly like body paints or wear static objects and stuff like that. But the only way to find out is to literally go through the looking glass and into a whole new area. Alright, and here we are. So this is where you end up when you go through the looking glass. So we got a whole bunch of stuff here. So we can spend ages, absolutely ages, probably looking around and seeing what the bloody hell is in here. Because God only knows. I mean, I don't know where the hell this came from. The bloody hell is this? I mean, I can kind of guess where these came from. But where did this stop? Where did this come from? Where did they come from? Aurel, if you're watching this, where did these come from? Not so much the black banner kind of stuff, but the actual text in the strip. Where did that actually come from? Because I have no idea where that came from. Fucking God only knows. Alright, so we got Conjure Unique NPCs Chest. What we got in here? So we got Armor to throw off armor, corrupted. So we got a bunch of spells, such as Staff of Joint Potato. So this is obviously the Elijah Potato. Summons Elijah from We're Sorry, Elijah. Official music videos by Shapeless Media for 600 seconds. Now, I'm probably not going to show off a lot of this stuff, but I will at least show off what's here. So then you can actually just go into the game, download the Sweet app, come into here, grab the shit, and have a bit of fun. Alright, so we got some of that stuff there. We got, I'm gonna have no idea. Search cloak barrel. So obviously here's some stuff to do with the cloaks. Let's have a look. Let's just try. Let's grab a black cloak. Let's have a look. Because I technically would have got one myself, but let's have a look. We got another one. So we got this one. Yeah, it's obviously now it does state in the description that some of these mods will not you know, some of them might be a bit glitchy or a bit buggy or look a bit odd. You know, sort of like this for example. But that's just because obviously due to PlayStation limitations. So it's like, yeah, myself, I couldn't wear that personally. But you know, but you can have a cloak like that if you want. And you got the capes as well. As I know that would be something a bit similar. A whole bunch of other stuff in here. Look at all those, you know, all the recolors there. Then we're down here. We had the vampire chest. So obviously, you can just learn a bunch of stuff, all in relation to vampires. Corpse curse targets the resistant. Fair enough. Nice powerful spell. But you can also just learn how to transform into a vampire lord or a werewolf, and not needing to actually do any of the quest lines to get that. So that's nice. You got the spears here as well. So we've got all the spears. Dark Brotherhood chest. What's this? Okay, so there's a bunch of retextures of some of the Dark Brotherhood stuff. Yeah, the actual enchantments on them haven't been changed, but you know, it's just been a bunch of retextures of some of the things, which is nice. Fine. Fancy. Ghost barrel. Okay, ghost effect, so you could take on ghost form? I don't remember ever looking at this one. Let's go for, you know what? Let's have a look. Let's see what this does. So, pink ghost. I am a ghost. And I am pink. For I am a pink ghost. Fair enough. I don't think I ever looked at this one. But yeah, fair enough. So if you want to mess around with being a ghost, then you can do that. I'm still a ghost. Can I become an unghostly? Or am I now stuck as a ghost? Or I appear to be stuck as a ghost. Help me. Well, luckily enough, they had some divine intervention from Aurel, and I now have my body back. So thank God for that. But yeah, so obviously might want to be a bit careful with them. Dragon aspect chest. You know, so yeah, it is just basically. Oh, there you go. Ooh, scavenger hunt. Ooh, where you find all 5 picture books hidden in this area. Ooh. Now I'm not gonna show this in the video. I'm actually gonna do this in my own time. You find all 5 picture books hidden in this area. Oh, I think I'll have a go and have a look at that. So yeah, I'm not gonna show that up in the video, you know, because it's a scavenger hunt. I'll let you lot mess around with it yourselves, kind of thing. But let's have a look at this one of the books. You got mod updates and mod list. So obviously we got a whole bunch of stuff here. So we have wearable capes, bat swarm power, helmets with hoods, side capes, pirate hats and armor, knockdown weapon enchantments, recolored masks, one-handed and two-handed spears, colorless armors, recolored fur / full spawn armor, a whole bunch of other stuff, Nordic gear request, and shrouded cowl request, dragon aspect variety, dragon priest cloaks and wisp robes, PS4 lightsabers, peaceful enemy spell, wearable cloaks. You know, so this book just gives you an entire list of what to find in here, basically. And mod updates, I think this will probably just be no updates yet, stay tuned. But you know, but that's been a look at Aurel's mod compilation by Aurllcooljay. So, of course, as always, if you want to try to have a look at this mod for yourself, or if you use a lot of his mods and you think like, oh, that's actually going to be quite useful for me, I will be leaving a link in the description below to this mod for you to have a look at, or if you're not too familiar with Aurel's mods, then I would suggest having to check this one out because this has got some of them probably the much more obviously more popular ones, or the ones that he spent a bit more time on, or sort of like ones that most players would enjoy. But right, so once again, that was Aurel's mod compilation by Aurellcooljay. So we are going to move on to the final mod, which we need to go back to Aqir Di Khar'jay, which was part of the island added in for Dark Moon of Elswyer, which was one of my mods. And that has had a recent update, which has been labelled the Good Life update. So we're going to go back to that island and we're going to have a look what the Good Life has added in for us. Alright, and here we are with the final, well, I can't really say final mod of the video because it's not really a reviewing of the entire thing. But here we are back with Dark Moon of Elswyer, and we are here to check out the update that I recently put up, which I've basically called the Good Life update. Now, what the Good Life update does is basically it makes a few sort of like minor tweaks to the two towns or villages, suppose what you want to call them, but to the locations Terra and Parlet. So basically what it does is basically I've just basically built them out a bit more, so obviously, for example, straight away with Terra, one of the new things you can see straight away is literally this big fuck off tree. Now in the original release this tree wasn't here, so it's little alterations like this, like small changes like this. So obviously we've got this new structure here. There's a bit more sort of like aesthetic work done around the place. So there's more sort of like, you've got stone walls going around a lot of the buildings. There's been some minor like tweaks to areas. So this has been a bit more like, it's like beautified, I suppose. If that's even a word. But it's like little things, little minor changes, just to make it seem a bit more developed, a bit more inhabited, kind of thing. So here we got some horses, enjoying their little bit of hay and all this and all that. This has all been built out a little bit, bada bing, bada boom. I mean, yes, obviously due to PS4 limitations, we still got the texture popping, but unfortunately there is absolutely bugger all I can do about that. So, there's bugger all I can do about that. So I'm not even gonna bother trying. But it's not just small little aesthetic changes that are made, for example. So in Terra, as well as Parlet, but we'll have a look at Parlet a little bit later on, there has also been 2 new buildings added to Terra, which one of them is just over there, and the other one is just here. So in Terra, there has now been added a small player home called Woodlight Cottage. Now, with the player homes, it's the same with the one in Parlet, is they're not going to be sort of fantastical, you're not going to have weapon racks everywhere, mannequins, all this unique kind of stuff, this down here. You're not going to have all that kind of thing here. But I've decided what I wanted to do with the player homes was basically sort of get them to follow the same kind of themes as the rest of the buildings where they are. So the interior for here, for Woodlight Cottage, will be very similar to like Najar's house, for example. It's just so then it feels like it blends in a bit better. You know, it feels like it blends in a little bit more. But one added feature for Woodlight Cottage, for example, is if you go around to the side here, you know, you got your own little garden bit, you know, nice little garden space out the back. So over here, we come back around here, and we've got some, you know, you've got some soil where you can grow, you know, do a bit of growing your own plants, you know, stuff like that. A little bit of alchemy kind of thing, bada bing, bada boom. All lovely stuff. Now, it does require a key to get in. Now, you could use the ring, if you got something like, say, like the ring of unlocking, you can use that, and that'll just bypass the key, bada bing, bada boom, bosh, whatever. But, now it'll be the same with the house and pallet. They both have, basically, these key hooks here, with the keys actually on the hook. Now, there is a chance that if you do load this into your game, there's a chance that the key won't be on the hook. If that does happen to be the case, it'll most likely be like down there. You'll be able to see it and you'll be able to pick it up. You know, it's just that basically the game's decided to spawn it off the hook. But for me, it's on the hook, so we're gonna take the key and we're gonna have a look inside Woodlight Cottage. And here we are in Woodlight Cottage. Now, as I said, you know, it's not going to be some big, extravagant house with loads of unique storage and unique decoration and stuff like that. It's designed, I mean, again, Subaru doesn't give a shit, he's just walking over the tables. Fucking rude bastard. You know, but you know, it's a house that's designed to blend in with the other buildings of the same area. So it feels like it fits in to the area itself, you know. So you know, you're not, you know. It kind of feels like it would have been here originally, you know. But you know, you got a nice have little bonsai tree there. You know, you got your bed, you got your little bits of your storage. You know, you've got your shrine to Azura and the shrine to Aurellcooljay as well. You know, so you got a couple of shrines. And you got some basic stuff that you need, you know, your basic storage, your cooking spit, you got a bookcase where all your books and everything, Trial of the Sandwalker that you can read, you know. So, you know, you have your basic storage. And again, it's not a crazy house, it's not like, I mean, there is a wolf in the way, he won't bloody move, for God's sake. Come in here. Over here. There you go. So yeah, you know, it's a house that's designed to blend in. But this is not the only new building that's been added to Terra. We also have a new blacksmith in Terra. So let's go and have a look at the blacksmith. You'll be able to tell which one is a blacksmith because it has the blacksmith sign. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. You got blacksmith. You got the basic stuff. You know, you got blacksmith forge. You got your tanning rack, and you've got the grindstone that you can access. And then we actually have the actual blacksmith. Ooh, Avari Metalwork. So let's go and have a look at Avari's Metalworks. The mannequins are alive. I mean, they shouldn't be alive, but they're alive. Okay, that's just now. I will say that's a bug with the game. It's sometimes, for some reason, I don't know why, but every now and then, for some reason, the game just likes to make the mannequins come alive. I mean, he's completely frozen up now, and so is he. So that's just unfortunately a game bug, which is bug all I can do about that. Oh, there you go, he's popping back into where he's supposed to be. The game's catching up now. So if you do come across this bug, it's the game, more the game, and not so much the mod. Alright, but we're looking for Avari. And here we are. Hello, Avari. I don't know if you're looking, I don't know, are you happy or are you sad? You look happy. Alright, so let's have a look at, let's have Dr. Avari.
Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Well, I want to deal some damage. Well, as you can see, you know, she's going to obviously be selling the base, you know, all the kind of basic stuff you're going to do, obviously, in regards to whatever level your character is. I mean, she seems selling a ring of remedy, which is kind of odd. But that's kind of a bit odd for a blacksmith to be selling a magical ring, but each to their own, I suppose, isn't it? You know, but there you go. So we got Avari,
Until
who's
next time.
who's new blacksmith. You have now frozen in place, you know, and then she, you know, she's got the rest of her house here, you know, tra la la. You know, basic living, you know. But there you go. So you got a new blacksmith also within the small village of Terra. But obviously, this isn't the only place that's been changed. We have also major changes to Parlet as well. So we're gonna go far up north to the village of Parlet. Alrighty then, and here we are with Parlet. Now, obviously, the first thing, if you played this originally, or if you saw my video originally of going through Dark Moon of Elswyer, obviously this is straight off the bat, brand new. So we now have a couple of horses which you can go and ride if you like. Ooh, pretty safe. Sorry, I get distracted very easily. But we also have the stable house, the Parlet stable house. Now, yeah, you're not gonna be able to do like a lot of major funky stuff in the stable house. You know, it's just their more aesthetic. There are a couple of, you know, there's a couple of new Khajiit inside. I forget their names, despite the fact I was the one who named them. But oh well, I'm terrible with names half the time, so because of my age. But yeah, you know, so you got a stable house there. Again, it's there more for aesthetic than anything else. But also, there is actually technically a massive wall that actually goes around Parlet. You know, the wall's just there because I wanted to put a wall there. I wanted to sort of like enclose Parlet off a little bit, kind of thing, rather than it being just like straight up open. You know, again, to give that more kind of like developed feeling, that more. You know, this place has been here for a while. The people who live here have sort of spent time basically building this village. So, you know, they got this massive protective wall going around the village. Now, the main part of the village here hasn't been changed. This is all still the way that it was. You know, it's all basically new. But so, to get to, there are two more new buildings, and to get to them, we just need to go across the Dockland. Well, I suppose Dockland. I'm not so sure if you call it Dock, but a Dockland over to the other side. Which Sweet Roll beat me over here somehow. God knows how. And we end up over here, where we've got two more new buildings. So over here with the teleporting willow, we have this little place here, which is Tamari's Medicines. Which Tamari's Medicines is, well, obviously, due to, as you can tell by the sign, is an alchemist who is closed. Well, balls from that fucking idea, isn't it? Alright, and here we are in Tamari's Medicines. You know, so obviously this is going to be obviously where she obviously runs her shop, but also lives. You know, she also lives here. So, you know, that's why it's got a bit more of a living space as well. But then, you know, let's go. Here we are with Tamari.
Yes?
I'm going to speak to Tamari. Bada bing, bada boom. Ingredients and potions. And then, yeah, and there you go. She's basically your alchemist, which has now been added in the palette. And you can just, you know, basically buy all your potions. She does have a little bit of food on her as well, technically, that you can buy. But the food obviously doesn't need to get used now. Alchemy, but, you know, a little bit of food in it. But, you know, but she's got all these ingredients as well. A couple of books, recipe potions, stuff like that. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. She does have a katana underneath her counter, so don't go stealing from her, otherwise she'll chop your balls off. Anyway, so yeah, they got a nice little bit of an alchemist now added in. So we've got one more building to look at, which is the new player home added to the small village of Parlet. But right, so yes, over here in this building here, behind this fence. So we're gonna open that up. Now you got some. There should be some chickens around somewhere. I don't know where the hell they went. I can hear them. Oh, Sweet Roll don't give a shit. He's just fucking going straight over that rock. Well, obviously the chickens have seemed to have escaped to somewhere. God only knows where. Well, as you can see here, we have a stone fir cottage. Again, here is the key on its own little key hook. And again, if it doesn't seem to be on the key hook, it's probably most likely fallen like there, basically. So we're gonna grab the key. And this again is following a very similar motif to Woodlight Cottage in Terra. That this is more designed to kind of sort of like feel like it kind of fits in with the rest of the interiors found within Parlour itself. And there's your 2 chickens. Lovely. Here we are with Stone for a Cottage. Once again, built to blend in, but you know, you still obviously you do have all your storage that you need, that you kind of basically need. Has your basic essentials. It's got, you know, you got a couple of newer things. So we got like the silk robe, which did appear actually in another house, but it was hidden underneath the bed. Underneath the bed. So and I've decided to basically add one to here, which then you can just basically wear yourself, you know. And it's just a retexture of Nocturnal's robes. And then, you know, and you just got your basic other stuff. So you got a bunch of few bits and pieces here, bits and pieces here, some storage with stuff here. You do have an alchemy lab in this house. I will say, you do have an alchemy lab. And a dancing fox. And then, you know, if you go over here, now you got Observer of the Box, a little bit of a reading area. You got yourself a hooded poncho. Poncho! I want to put on the poncho. Poncho. Yeah. Actually, how does that look with the armor? Eh. Nah, we'll keep the poncho for now. You know, but here you got a shrine of Alkosh, as well as up on the fireplace we have a shrine of Rajin. So yeah, and so this is stone for a cottage, which you can also is used as a player space. So if you've got mods running like relocating PC or you know and stuff like that, you can use this as a player home for yourself, or you can store followers in here or anything like that. Bada bing, bada boom, and it's perfectly fine. We do that. But right, so that is primarily it for this one. There will be some more updates further down the line for Dark Moon of Elswyer. I got a couple of other planned updates. Well, planned, and I haven't started working on them yet, but I've got my plans for updates. So we got one update called the Deep Delver update, which is just basically going to add a few more like cave locations and stuff like that for people for you basically to go and explore, get some new treasures from, you know, just to like expand on the exploration of the island, because it's a very big island. There's a lot of space for me to work with. We also there will be the Demon Claw side quest expansion update, which is basically I still need to plan the actual story for that one, but it will be basically a small little side quest, obviously done in the old sort of like RPG style, you know, so you're not going to be directly told where to go, but you'll be able to work out where you're going, sort of thing. Bada bing, bada boom. And you know, and it's going to be a sort of like a bandit storyline. Now, I haven't obviously fully thought out of the idea of the story just yet, so there's not a lot of detail I can give, but it will be basically bandit based. So there probably will be a few more like bandit outposts dotted around the island, a couple of more bandit sort of like hideouts in like caves and stuff added in, and stuff like this and stuff like that. You know, bit of a story expansion. So that's the Demon Claw side quest update, and how I've already explained about the Deep Delver update, and also I may be doing some work on the City of Thornclaw as well at some point. Following the same kind of motif as what I've done with Terra and Parlet, in ways of, you know, it's going to be a little expansion, but more of a visual kind of expansion, rather than it being like, oh, let's make the city bigger, add more buildings and this and that and the other. You know, I may add 1 or 2 new buildings, but it'll be more of just a visual update. You know, sort of like more stone walls along the pathways and stuff like that. That kind of style of makeover, basically. But right, so if you haven't played the Dark Moon of Elswyer yet, and this has piqued a little bit of interest, I will leave a link in the description below to Dark Moon itself, if you want to have a go at it for yourself. Do bear in mind, it's quite a bit for a PlayStation mod. It's kind of a bit of a biggish file size. It's like 18.6 megabytes or something like that. Yeah, technically for a normal mod, that's not actually massive, but for PlayStation, due to the amount limits and limitations and all that bullshit, it is a number to bear in mind. But right, so that was it. So in this video, we have featured the Dark Whiterun Market, ported by Gaelic Warrior 16. And again, there will be a link in the description below to that mod if you want to try and have a look at it yourself. We have also had Aurel's mod compilation by Aurllcooljay. Once again, there will be a link in the description below if you want to have a look at that mod for yourself. And just a update for Dark Moon of Elswyer, which again, there will be a link in the description below to this mod itself basically in the description below. And this mod was created by me, with a bit of assistance by Dragonblade Carlisle. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like? And if you want to see what other kind of other videos I've done, what other mods I've reviewed, this, that and the other, you know, all that general nice friendly stuff, why not hit the subscribe button? And if you're subscribed, why not hit the notification bell if it's there? Well, it should be. But if it isn't, bugger it. But if it is, why not hit the notification bell so then you are notified when I upload again, because my upload schedule is all over the bloody shop. So you never know. I sneak up and I surprise with an upload. But you can also find in the description below a link to my Discord if you want to leave me any mod suggestions, or if you want to ask me any, or need, probably more likely want to, but ask me any questions about modding, or any kind of what kind of mods I'm working on, see what I'm working on, get updates to what I'm working on, any kind of general questions about modding if you want to have a go at it yourself, or if you want to suggest mods for future videos, you can find a link to my Discord below and follow me on there. But right, that's enough of my waffling on, because my god, I like to waffle. So it's time for me to get out of here. Until next time, I'll see you all later.